So all eyes on Puppey, I think, in this game
popped.
to get Secret ahead.
We got the Earth Spike to come out onto Zai with the Bramble to follow. He is forced to skewer, but will live through the day, Cinderman.
30 seconds to battle.
He'll be able to walk back and should be able to be fine to help contest these bounties, I would assume. Not sure if Team Spirit's going to stick around for a while, but do get some good damage to start this game out. So looking at the lineups, obviously Morphling, Dark Willow, that is a combo that I wouldn't say it's quite at the same level as Earthshaker, but it's close. It's really, really good.
Collapse is going to run into trouble.
Yep, that is trouble. And his name is Matu. See the Grimstroke coming out with the slow into the Blade Fury. Matu gets first blood for Team Secret.
Spirit were just not expecting Secret to have rotated over there and planted so many heroes, and he just walked straight into it. Usually as Tide, you feel pretty confident level 1, but this lane matchup is kind of scary for you. The Jugger as well as Ench, and of course you had the Grimstroke as part of that play as well. Yapzor resisting the temptation of skilling Inkswell for the first blood, didn't need it, so he goes to lane with Stroke of Fate, which is much better bottom together with Magnus. You just want to push in that wave and try to open up for pulls. That was just flat out a rare mistake there from Puppey, usually very mechanically skilled support player, but Mouse was not working as intended there as he walked into 2 Brambles. I think the first one might have been undodgeable, but the second one definitely wasn't.
Mouse was not working, and potentially his monitor if it continues to go down that road, Cinder. We've seen that before.
Well, when I did play the show match yesterday, my monitor did go black, so maybe that's what happened. Would explain the pathing there. But he's definitely back. He TP'd correctly, so he does see everything, I would imagine.
Puppey and Cinder are good friends, guys. Very good friends.
Okay. I believe you.
One thing I do want to mention, Cinderin, the Grimstroke here.
Yep.
You talked about how the Phantom's Embrace is really good against Tide because he can't crack and shell it off. What about like late game potential with like Dark Portrait against a Morphling? That does sound very good.
That is very good indeed, yeah. I think it's something Yapzor will be considering. Obviously, about Dark Portrait, it is magic immune. Can't really hit it with stuff from Team Spirit, and it's very fast. So only in their lineup, only really Morphling himself can kill off that Portrait. So would imagine Yapzor has definitely got that in his mind. But to me, the primary reason they're picking it is they want to support that pairs up well with Jug. Oh, we're seeing Jug kill Mira here. No way out of that one.
Blade Fury finishes him off, as Collapse can take some residual damage as well.
So, yeah, Grim together with Jug for the Inkswell, and of course the silence against Tide.
Chase Shockwave back into the right click of Zai. So Secret off to a good start in terms of just the kills here. Yep. We can see mid is advantage for Team Spirit, 31-3 to the 23-5 of Void Spirit.
Keep in mind that a lot of those CS are the small camp, so basically neck and neck in gold right now. 50 ahead here for Toronto, Tokyo. Surprisingly enough, there's more denies on the Void Spirit than on the Kunkka, who will often be able to bully out the other melee hero and then find those denies, but hasn't really been able to dominate Nisha. Nisha, again, similar to Game 1, just doing exceptionally well in lane.
Doing what he needs to do for sure.
And now that he's level 5, now he can start doing the same thing as Kunkka. So he's going to be farming up the small camp next to the lane and close in on his level 6.
So from Secret side, Juggernaut, Cinderin, not a hero. It's not like the standard carry these days. Like Morphling feels like more of a go-to pick for a lot of teams is Mira. No, it's versus Puppey again. See if he gets brambled twice again, not this time around. But going late game, Secret, like, can they survive the late game? Jug does scale better than he used to, but still not the traditional, like, super mega hard carry that we're used to seeing.
And I would say, theoretically speaking, yes, I do think their lineup can handle late game. You do have, obviously, hang on, Collapse. Okay, Matsu will yield. Back off. Empowered Void Spirit and Jug can definitely fight late game. It does feel like the execution ultimately should be easier for Team Spirit with the Morph Willow, with double Ravage when Tide gets Refresher. There's just a lot of stuff that Secret will need to play around effectively, but there's no time in this game that I would just flat out write them off. You know, I would favor the other team at some point, but the Dire lineup can definitely win this game even come super late game. There's obviously RP is always going to be an X factor. BKB piercing stun, empowered cores. The Portrait might become the X factor, as you pointed out, as well. So I think Secret aren't too concerned.
Okay. As we see Blade Fury from Matu in the top lane, you can see the Centaur making his way over to try to get a potential stomp here, but Shadow Realm Going to keep Mira alive at the very least. Collapse very low on HP here, and Matu does have his ult, but no mana to work with. His Puppey going to get ganked here from Toronto Tokyo. X with the boat coming in. And Collapse just wants to get some XP here, Cinder. Oh, okay, the stomp comes out. Puppey still survives, but finally that second right click.
Yeah, if that stomp would have hit, he might have lived. Both of the Team Spirit heroes just narrowly dodging it there. So it's a good gank from Toronto Tokyo. They do find a kill. It's going to cost him a little bit of health on the mid tower, and actually his bounty rune here will be stolen by Nisha. But Collapse was in trouble. He needed help.
Oof, does he run? Oh, Nisha, did he get vision there?
I don't think he saw him.
Oh man, that was super close.
He must have. The TP out from Collapse there.
Was looking for the higher priority kill potentially.
Yeah.
There's now Mira. Very wary of this area now, but is back to basically full HP. And Toronto Tokyo on this Kunkka Cinderin. What's the build this game? We've seen Halberd. We don't really see Radiance anymore, but I mean, it's not the most unusual thing for a mid Kunkka.
Might go face Armlet.
Okay.
Nisha's opening up on him a bit, just harass.
Level advantage right now going the way of Toronto Tokyo, by the way, as Nisha just trying to be annoying here. But yeah, you like just Armlet into what then?
Armlet Halberd doesn't sound too bad. Halberd against Jug can be a little bit dicey because, you need to find the right timing to get it off between Omni Slash and Spin, but it also just gives you the inherent tankiness.
Yapzor looks very dead here. Nice setup overall from Team Spirit, and Miposhka very kindly gives the kill to Yataro.
What a bro.
You'd never do that for me. I
have very good reason to not do that for you.
So you say. Still very
even
game to start
statistical evidence that it's better spent on me.
Stats lie. I'm pretty sure that's a segment I've heard of. Collapse now level 6, so Ravage is good to go. It looks like bottles can be refilled here in the mid lane for Nisha. So what's the go time for each team? Is there a certain item? Is there a certain level?
Tokyo.
Potential gank on Toronto Tokyo, taking heavy damage. Still has his boat to work with. And here it comes. The rum buff is there, but Astral Step is going to do a lot of damage. In the meantime, the reinforcements have arrived. Look at the Tiebringer just destroying Yapzor. And there's the Curse Crown into the right click. Mira actually gets credit for that one. It's a 2-0 as Toronto Tokyo being pursued by Zai. Not able to find an RP, though. And now Puppey is going to take heavy harassment. In addition to this, Tiebringer with the X into the Torrent. That's going to be 3 kills potentially going the way of Team Spirit, but there's the RP to try to counteract this. Zai gets it off onto Mira, but the Shadow Realm keeps him alive for now. The Hadouken is coming from the Seder Tormentor Cinder, and the Skewer's going to miss, but the Shockwave into the Hadouken. Puppey gets credit for that one.
What a sick combo. Shockwave into Shockwave.
That's right.
They didn't have a new name for that one.
That's why I call it Hadouken.
Is that the only spell that...
That's a terrible time for trivia because we have an X into the Torrent again. Toronto Tokyo won't be able to find the kill here, but is wreaking havoc right now on Team Secret. Such a difficult hero to kill in general, especially once he gets that boat off with all that damage mitigation.
Spirit had a very good read there of how much they could get away with on Toronto Tokyo. Very nicely done, and they do come out victorious in that fight slightly. And with RP down for another minute, Secret will probably just chill, farm, and more than likely look to stack up some more Ancients. They haven't really stacked yet, and I think now is the time that you want to start building up for Jugger to really start making some progress. Puppey will stack both camps here. Leave the bounty. No, he will take it. Change his mind. And this shouldn't be a surprising thing for Spirit either. In the next couple of minutes, they will want to try to invade that triangle, get vision out, and try to fight. Their team fight obviously extremely strong on the back of Kunkka, Willow, as well as Tide. When they all have their 6s, Willow is a little bit away. I would imagine they give him the Tome and give Lion a lane for 6, since he is very close. And the Tome should be flying out to Willow. It is indeed. So Miposhka should be looking to find that Finger of Death somewhere sometime soon.
Maybe Yataro queuing up the S and Y into E-Blade. We'll see if he
look at Secret's wording, by the way. Very, very centric around that bottom half. Obviously, again, multi-purpose wording. They want to get info about the enemy team on their side so they can make ganks, but this also effectively works as a very nice protective layer for the triangle, since invasive moves from Spirit will be impossible without a smoke, and if they smoke, they're likely to do it down here, so Secret will see it coming and won't have to be scared of the smoke all the time when heroes are missing. They will simply know when it gets popped. Bottom lane.
Yeah, Matu trying to push here. We see some TPs here. There's an Earth Spike into the waveform with Toronto Tokyo making his presence known, but the healing ward does go off for Matu, keeping him alive. Looks like he'll be just fine as a result. Zai does get X, though, after the skewer comes through. Gets the RP off, though. That's against a counter Magnus, it looks like, as Yataro jumps in with that waveform, but the double damage on Nisha. He's going to get waveform into death. Big death there for Secret. Nicely done from Team Spirit, knowing their limits.
Yeah, great Hex from Miposhka there. As soon as he comes out of that Dissimulate, gets instant Hex, doesn't get a chance to use the second Astral Step. And they do find a kill, defend their tower effectively with this, at least for now. They will expend a lot of spell threat, however. Only Ravage is really online. I think if Spirit want to hold this tower, they need to bring down Tide now, or they're likely to concede it. Secret are kind of sticking around. They seem a little bit indecisive, but... well, they had a feeling there was a ward. They're going to find that one. Hex Smart.
Yep. Matu will be fine here. We did see Morphling turn into Magnuson. That is kind of hilarious. You waveform in, you skewer them back.
Yeah.
I mean, this early on, that's basically like having a Blink Dagger. That has pretty high impact.
You get Empower, too.
Yeah, true.
It's pretty strong.
Yeah, Nisha.
On Morph.
See the smoke coming in from Team Spirit. Looks like Nisha is going to be their target of choice. A very slippery hero to find, though, but that's what X is for. But Nisha already on his way to his jungle.
Yeah, going for a different build this game.
This is going to be a little bit harder. They can get the Torrent to start things off into the Earth Spike and the Finger. Nicely done from Team Spirit. Blade Fury did not go off in time for Matu.
Yeah, despite all of those wards Secret had earlier, two of them either got expired or dewarded, and they just did not have the read that this play was coming in from Team Spirit. Very nice with the Torrent opener and the burst. And they're going to just rotate straight back down to bottom to try and still defend this tower when the Jugger isn't here pushing. First of all, they knew that he was in the triangle because he wasn't pushing bot. And now that he's dead, can very easily hold this with the primary pushing hero of Secret on the sidelines. Team Spirit will defend that bottom tower, no problem.
And in terms of item progression, Toronto Tokyo pretty close to BKB, just the recipe away right now. Going for a very early one, so double bracer BKB, extremely tanky on him.
Yeah.
Not very often you see BKB this early. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know how good it is in this game.
It's really against the Void Spear more than anything.
Primarily Void Spirit, a little bit of the Grimstroke Silence, you know, but it's not... I don't think this is an obvious key BKB game. But I think maybe what Team Spirit are planning for is just to feel really strong approaching that mid-game so they can just group up and go fight and have a clear front line in both him and the Tide. You could argue that Collapse doesn't want to frontline in this game because of the Grimstroke Silence. It just puts him at risk of not getting Ravage off. So maybe Kunkka can just do the job, since he can just remove that silence.
Is it also recognizing that Team Secret's power spike is more mid-game centric and they just want to be prepared for that potentially?
Yeah, it could be. I feel like you could also prepare for that with the Armlet Halberd, to be honest. I think that would also make you really strong at that point in the game. But this way you guarantee you get your spells off, and I think he might be rating that more highly. You know, their lineup has insane spell bursts. It's just about getting them off.
Yeah, Matu empowered now, level 11. And going for this bottom tower. There's going to be some pressure mid from Team Spirit in the meantime, though. Let's see if this ends up being given up. Top tower has already been killed, so looking for the potential overall trade. S and Y picked up by Matu, so both respective position ones will be getting S and Y, it looks like, Cinderin, this game. Yep, going for that extra status resist.
There is a lot of stuff on both teams that you can get value out of status resist against. Puppy
is dead. Jinx.
Jinx.
You can't say... You're not allowed to speak until I give you a soda. I think that's the rule.
Is that how it goes?
That's how it is in America. That explains the obesity rate.
Yeah.
A lot of jinxes going on. Zai in the trees. Obviously not with a Blink Dagger yet, about 500 away, but Blink Dagger is on the way for Collapse. So Collapse off to a much better start than last game. That is for sure. He has the hood. He is super tanky. Oh, Soulbind with the Phantom's Embrace. It's not going to connect on anybody in terms of a secondary target, but Miposhka is taken out by Secret.
Good connection there from Yapsor on the Stroke of Fate, but they can't really follow up. And there would also have been a BKB for Toronto Tokyo anyway, but maybe they were hoping to force that. So Secret hold their tower, but it is getting very low, and you imagine Team Spirit will just make another attempt there very, very soon with their tide and get that cleaned up. So it's looking great for Spirit compared to last game, right? Like, not only are they ahead on gold in the game, but also the overall flow of the lineups is going to help them get in a very good position in the mid game. I think Secret were hoping to get more value out of Puppies and Chanters in this game, and Mira just didn't let it happen on that Dark Willow. Contested him a lot, got the kill like we talked about earlier, and slowed him down and made sure collapse. Still, despite playing against a very hard lane, in my opinion, for Tide, he did completely fine. And they're just rolling off the back of that. Secret probably will have to be cautious with fighting for a while.
Yeah, for sure. And it's unfortunate because when you have a Juggernaut, you kind of want to, I mean, it is, like you said, an empowered Juggernaut, so you will be farming at a much higher rate. Doesn't have to go for, like, I mean, we've seen Battle Fury way in the past, but more Maelstrom or Echo Saber type builds. Just straight for the tanky S and Y because you can take advantage of the cleave from Zai here. But we'll see what Secret wants to do here to try to get back in the game. It's not exactly an insurmountable lead by any means. But anytime you have a Morphling and you're off to a good start, that usually bodes pretty well for the Morphling team. And I would assume he's going to go E-Blade first before the Ag, so that's when Shadow Realm really becomes completely filthy. And I believe it works with the talent, if I'm not mistaken, right? The waveform striking through targets.
Yes. Level 20 talent.
Oh, God, yeah. So looking forward to that one. Morphling is one of the gotta be one of the hardest heroes to balance in the game.
Yep.
Along with Rubik. Well, Rubik is more bug fixes than anything, actually.
And here goes the mid tower. So Toronto Tokyo will get it. Secret will annoy him a little bit with the glyph. They might as well. Actually, they're gonna back off. They were worried that Secret were turning this into a fight. So showing a lot of respect here. That was a one hit away, and now it's gonna get denied instead by Yapzor. Damn.
Respecting the Blink RP potential.
Might be it. I feel like Kunkka was pretty safe there, but there is the risk, I guess, of getting Blink Skewer RP'd and then Omnislashed under the tower. So perhaps they're...
Yeah, we didn't really talk about that potential, but obviously Omnislash will cleave because of the Empower on top of that. Then you have the Soulbind with the double Phantom's Embrace. They do have good Wombo combo potential. But Team Spirit's still sporting this 3K net worth lead. And we can see Toronto Tokyo working towards an AC, so going for even more tank and obviously some damage to go along with that. As Spirit Vessel almost done on Mira. All right, Toronto Tokyo. Oh, not able to save his teammate. Mira gets taken out by Nisha.
Really wants a high five, does Nisha.
Not even his teammates high-fiving. He's like, well, Puppy's probably like, you know what? Just let that go on cooldown. I want to mess with it.
Not only playing solo mid, he's just solo in the game. There's no one else in it.
I wonder if bots will high-five you back.
Barely dodging everything here, Miposhka. Tranquil Boots, Windlace helping out massively there to just run away. If either of those spells hit, he is dead immediately. Well, yeah, Secret do get a pick on Mira. It's something. Still, it feels like Spirit are pretty comfortable with just farming up their Morphling in particular. I think maybe when he hits the E-Blade is when they will be looking to play a little bit more aggressively and fight.
Yeah, I feel like the pressure is on Secret to start something. I think, like you said, Team Spirit more than happy to farm Zai. Inkswell with the skewer.
I think he overshot his blink. So obviously the range penalty when you click the blink too far away, and then you can't really do the shockwave skewer combo off of that. So Mira will get away.
A very slow-paced game for Secret, as Team Spirit are sitting pretty right now. Now, I thought that with the Blink Dagger on Zai that they would try to get a little bit more aggressive, but hasn't come to be. Is there something that, like on Matu, that they're waiting for? Because looks like Scotty is the big ticket item for him, only a point booster away essentially now.
Oh, hang on.
We have a smoke. Rush. Team Spirit. Oh, the Aether Remnant does spot them. We'll see if they notice, if Secret did notice that.
It looks like Nisha did.
Yep. Oh, he's going to get ravaged, though, into the waveform and blown up. Noticed it or not, Cinderin? He's dead.
Yep. I still don't know after that whether he noticed it or not and just got surprised by how quickly they found and killed him. But it did feel like a defensive rim that you placed to avoid that exact play, and then you still got hit by it when you got the vision. But well, it is Ravage down. Secret will try to get a tier 2 tower bottom out of this.
Yeah, Toronto Tokyo just doing the old X marks the spot shenanigans. Try to push this out in the
meantime. A tower trade. Great kill for them though. Already, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Nisha with this game has now quadrupled his amount of deaths on Void Spirit in the main event.
Okay.
By getting 3 in this game.
Wow. Very impressive as Roche is being taken out by Spirit. E-Blade was already completed for that kill on Yataro, so on his way to the Ags next. So this is going to be a freebie for Team Spirit. Aegis likely to go to Yataro.
For style points, he's going to waveform through it and grab it on the way out of the pit.
That's when you know he's really feeling himself here.
Yeah, it's that efficiency.
Oh, we have a skewer back onto Collapse, into the Blade Fury. But Matu just doesn't do that much damage right now. Needs the Shard, which he is going for next. E-Blade applied to him for now. Nisha able to blow up Miposhka on the front line here. So this turns into a 5v4 situation with Secret having the advantage, but they don't have the Roche advantage. Oh, Zai, RP only onto 1, but can't really find a maneuver to try to skewer him back, but it doesn't matter. Nisha and Matu blow up Toronto Tokyo.
And they're not done yet. Mira
looks like he... Oh, the skewer does cancel the TP in Shadow Realm form. And that is going to turn into a 3rd kill for Secret, despite giving up Roche. Win that fight handily. So that basically, based on just the net worth alone, evens up the game, which is what Secret obviously needed with this more mid-game centric lineup.
Yeah. Gabe's neural network still likes Spirit quite a bit better from the overall team fight and scalability of their lineup, but that is step number 1 for Secret to put this into a better position for themselves. And yeah, you don't count out melee carry with Empower. It can always happen. Team Spirit need to be on their toes the whole game to avoid getting RP'd into an Omnislash. Even a hero like Morphling that's generally considered super difficult to kill can just die in a burst. Has to be careful. Obviously that time it was the Kunkka they went for. There was no... First of all, Morph had the Aegis, and secondly, he wasn't in position to really get caught. Another big item coming up soon for Spirit, by the way, the Dagger. Miposhka 300 away will definitely be very helpful for them. Because he has been getting caught a couple of times. Oh, instant Hex bottom. They predicted this from
Nisha's in a lot of trouble. Boat's going to be connected with the Finger of Death, but Nisha jumps forward to try to get Retribution. He does just that. Miposhka finds his way to the grave. Nisha X marks back into the fray, though. And it's eventually brought down, but at least he takes somebody with him.
Yeah, he had a choice to make there. I actually think he could have escaped. But he doesn't know that for sure that reinforcements aren't arriving, so he's going for the kill instead and hoping he can get out, but not possible there. So, if you're Team Spirit, you're happy with this. Even though your Lion died, he still made progress on the Blink Dagger from just the assist gold and obviously having the good old Philosopher's Stone.
AC completed now on Toronto Tokyo. So, gonna give a lot more armor, some attack speed. It'll help the push as well if they really want to try to take some buildings here.
This is a good time for a question for you.
Okay.
You're never going to guess what I'm going to ask you about. My question for you is, what is my question going to be?
What is the active of Fey grenade called?
Yes! No, what's the yeah, actually, yes. You're right. That was what I was going to ask. But
you're so predictable,
well, wait.
actually.
Hey, you didn't guess I was going to ask you about the question itself, though. That caught you off guard.
Team Spirit.
Well, what's the answer, then?
I have no idea.
Shadowbrand.
Shadowbrand? Wow, that sounds painful.
I feel like nobody in the world knows all of this by heart.
I'm sure there's somebody.
Actually, probably all of chat knows. It's just us.
Yeah, they've looked it up ahead of time.
They knew it.
To be prepared for this cast.
All right, Team Spirit, you have 1 minute 20 left on your Aegis. You're going to put it to use here in mid.
Yep, tier 2 tower is going to be forted here. Aghanim Scepter now online for Nisha, so the silence comes out with Resonant Pulse. And Yataro, yeah, only a minute to go. I don't think they're going to risk this, especially considering he's so close to finishing the Ags for himself.
Yeah, it's a huge upgrade for him.
And they're just going to bide their time. Not that big of a lead for Team Spirit, but they still are the favorites in this match. And Collapse, he has a Vlad's now going towards an Aghanim Scepter for himself, so they're going to get the AoE Gush. Was Shard actually not picked up by Matu? I guess not. He's prioritizing going for the Shadow Blade right now. I figured that the Shard would be pretty nice for him this game. Apply Scotty to everybody he's hitting, get the extra attacks and more movement speed.
I think the thing about this is he just wants to hit as fast as possible with Empower, and you kind of stifle yourself when you go into Blade Fury. So
That's true.
He might just want to just deck out on damage. He has a lot of health, so the Blade Fury defensive capability is less important. I say that now, just wait until Morph gets to lay into him with the Axe, right? But I think from Team Secret's perspective, you're looking to try to win the fight fast instead of playing extended fights, because you're not going to win those anyway. So in that case, would it be worth buying the Shard? Probably not.
Yeah.
You want to get that very quick advantage with that Shadow Blade here.
Ags officially online for Yatoro. And he's already turned into Dark Willow, just getting used to the feel of the new body, as it were. So Shadow Realm with Ags, for those that don't know, you can basically attack consistently while it's on, so you just get this extra magic damage boost.
Well, seeing it put to use here.
Yep. And you get the extra range. It is very powerful.
Nothing wrong here.
Nope. Well, it's not two fissures, so... not two enchant totems with Fey Grenades.
That is a very dangerous way of thinking about balance in Dota. If you're like rebalancing heroes, you're like, well, at least they don't have two fissures, so everything is fine, right?
Well, that's the beauty of Dota.
Justify almost anything.
Most of the ultimates in this game, like if you just look at it in a vacuum, it's just like, wow, that is actually overpowered. But that's the beauty of it.
Yep. Every hero is kind of quote unquote broken in its own way.
Well, not every hero. Troll's ult still sucks. Let's be real. His
it's broken in its own way.
That's true, in a different way entirely. But no, man, Troll. I wish he was picked more in this tournament. One of the more exciting position ones to watch, because the ultimate, you just never know what's going to happen, right? From a viewer perspective, at least. As Puppy taking out some illusions here. And the real question is, Yapzor working on an Ags, and he is. So about 1,800 away from finishing that. Dark Portrait could have a big impact on this game, as we illustrated earlier.
Yeah, he is also queuing up the Shard. It does give him some interesting counterplay potential with that strong Dispel. If he precasts it on Jugger or Void Spirit when they go in, can obviously save them from Ravage or from Terrorize or, you know, line combos. As long as they instant press one of their defensive abilities coming out of the swell, could prove to be really useful, but not the plan
Zai gets off the Horn Toss, Skewer into the RP, but the BKB is activated. It's not really going to help against the Omni Slash, but a lot of it is tank with creeps. So Toronto Token getting some backup with Collapse of a huge Ravage. Down goes Matu, and now you see Yatoro at his best. E-Blade, double kill, 3 dead for Secret in his Shadow Realm form, just decimating. Nisha able to get a pick off, though. But very unfortunate that there was a creep wave there, Sinner, because I think he was dead.
I'm not even sure he was dead there.
It's possible.
You gotta look at the stats for this. Like, it's... I don't really like this try from Secret. I like the logic of going for the play itself, but you got to take into account what the numbers are, right? This is a Kunkka with 3,000 health and 40 armor. He has AC and Blast Rig, so super tanky against this Jug Magnus combination, and kind of seemed like a bait the whole time that they put him in front like that. Oh, that's
right.
a dead
Another
line,
pick off
trying
for
to ward. Dude, Nisha finds so many picks in these games on the supports just randomly. You know, instantly assassinates the Willow and now finds the Lion. This is still, despite losing those two heroes in the end for Spirit, a huge win for them. Getting the core kill onto Mag and Jug. And having RP and Omni
See the
expended.
replay here. Horn
So
toss.
look at this Omni. So there's like
that's
there's
4
3 swings. There's no way.
All right, it would have been close, but yeah, you're right. I think he would have lived.
He is just insanely tanky. And Willow, I mean, Morphlow just killed
Morphlow? Sure. That would be funny if for no particular reason it just changes the hero name temporarily while you're in that form. Just combines them. And Secret have now smoked up, so trying to get back into this game.
What would be the best name for Morph in this game if he took half of another hero's name?
Morph Hunter.
Morph Hunter's pretty good.
Yeah.
Morph Spirit?
Morpheon. Almost sounds like a Matrix thing. You wouldn't know anything about that, of course. Secret trying to find something here. Nisha at the top of the hill here. Actually going to use the Tome of Knowledge for himself. Toronto Tokyo and company are trying to gain control of their triangle
RP
again.
is up again. No Omni for another 5 seconds, though. So Team Spirit probably don't have the perfect timers here on spells. They might have felt like if we go right now, the ultis are down. Secret will have them now, though. Regardless, the fight will not break out anyway. Roche up in 1 minute. Silver Edge complete on Matu gives him the possibility of killing Tide very easily. And of course, I think Matu plus Nisha can just kill the Tide from full HP if they get the Silver Edge hit in, and they just go to town, both of them together. But Collapse has been doing a good job at not getting caught out. Interesting to see Tide not really play a frontline position for the most part for the lineup. It has been that Kunkka BKB. He waits behind and finds the Ravage.
He can straight up buy Ags right now and Collapse, but obviously wants to preserve the buyback in case a Roche fight is going to come here soon, I would assume.
Puppy's found.
The X with the boat. Puppy. Crimson Witness. Will it save him, Cinderin? That is a red Nature's Attendance. Absolutely. He lives.
Yeah, he's tanky. He's got the Solar Crest Glimmer Cape and the level 4 heal, plus the Attendance talent on 15 and the Magic Resist talent on 10. One of the biggest upsides to Enchanters in the mid-game as a support is honestly just your ability to soak damage. Whether you die there or not, the enemy team has to commit a lot of spells, and if you're fighting next to your own outpost, you can buy back, connect back in, and maybe your team can win the fight off all the spells that are gone. So, yeah. Didn't even have the strong dispel on Yapsor yet there. I don't know why I thought he had that, but he's obviously still working on the Axe. But that will help eventually.
Yeah, I mean, Grimstroke scales so well. I mean, it's cool to see a hero that was originally kind of like, okay, we picked this hero for a double spell because of Soulblind. They don't really have that at all here, right?
Right.
But he's picked for multiple reasons now. One of which is the shard with the dispel, like you talked about, and of course, Aghanim Scepter being a pseudo counter to some of these ridiculously high agi or stat-based carries like Morphling. But still a ways away from finishing that. As Toronto Tokyo making his way to Secret's jungle.
Nisha's in.
All right, Nisha doing a lot of damage to Lion in the meantime. We see a skewer on the other side. Toronto Tokyo gets RP'd again.
He won't
into
live
the
this
Omni
time.
Slash again. Will he live this time, Cinderin? The Blade Fury is out. He's not doing that much damage, but finally goes down. It takes so much to kill him.
Great Earthquake.
Spike onto Nisha, E-Blade, but there's the E on this to proc. A huge kill for Secret, but my lord, Cinderin, Gabe and Almighty, that took a lot.
Yeah.
Into the Roche Pit, I assume they will attempt.
Yeah, no buyback on the Kunkka. They don't know this, obviously, but they might have a feeling because of the Chrysalis that he was showing in that fight. Doesn't seem like they have the confidence to try to push for it, though. Even 4v5, I think Team Spirit can still win a fight. Well, they don't have Ravage either, though, so maybe not, but I'm never counting out Morph Willow.
True.
Crazy stuff can always happen, and they're going to find it.
Initiation. Yataro's in here as well, but Nisha jumps in and blows up the Lion. Buyback to come right afterwards. Looks like Puppy's going to live here. Matu continuing to go ham. Double kill for him. 3 dead for Team Spirit. Yataro in his Shadow Realm form gets the silence off. Can they actually bring him down this time? Impetus does quite a bit of damage. There's the Astral Step to follow. Has his attribute shift. They just not doing enough damage to him. Yataro getting spinned out with that Shard Matu. Into the Aether Remnant. Another buyback for Team Spirit. Yataro gets the waveform off. There's the burst damage from Lion. Yataro finally taken out by Nisha. It takes so much to kill these heroes.
The most
but Secret find it.
E-Blade combo I've seen in my entire life. He did a grand total of like 150 damage with his E-Blade adaptive strike onto Matu. Fully strength morphed. He threw everything he had in the bag at him, and it was nothing. And Secret, all of a sudden, this one fight, oh my god, talk about dropping off a cliff. Look at these graphs.
Oh, yeah. That is quite some graph there. As we see,
look at this graph.
The beginning of the fight here again. Nisha doing a great job.
Such a good start for Secret in that fight. And yeah, they just...
You can see, okay, Matu Shard makes a huge difference here, Cinder, and that Blade Fury absolutely decimates.
Yeah. I really like his choice of waiting with getting it until after the Silver Edge, though. I think that
Guy's
was
so
overall a
tanky.
good choice. So we're going to see the rest of this replay play out. Try to pay attention to this E-Blade
Okay.
coming in.
Yep.
Out of all things, I am focusing on it because it's such a standout low damage spell.
All right, let's wait for
when
it.
you morph down this far. So they
Waveform.
find Jug here, and here it is.
Boom!
Oh!
Yeah!
Damn!
That felt real good, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well,
Zai, very animated. You don't see that very often. But
Nope.
Team Secret, knowing that they have turned this game around. Double damage is available for Matu. He's going to bottle it up. Aegis is in his inventory.
Secret know how much is at stake here and how they're very experienced players. They know this game is hard, and they know they were behind. So that fight means so much to them. And they're going to try to snowball off at Matu. And the Silver Edge will not find anyone. He's actually going to run through an Ob Sentry combination here, so Team Spirit know he's coming up.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not even sure who took the shard because every single member of Secret has their shard now. Might have been Yapzor.
I think it was Yapzor, yeah. Probably.
So that is very cool to see.
Dire are
And Matu and company waiting for all their ults are back up, so it can go at any time now with that Aegis still in tow. As Collapse has a Shivas for himself. I mean, from Team Spirit's perspective, is there an item or maybe a talent that they're needing to get to take to the next level here in these fights?
I'm wondering if Tide needs BKB. Oh, they found him, bottom. Matu.
Yeah, Maposha gets the stun off Matu. That's going to be the Aegis.
Good catch. And
Not
they
a ton
immediately get
expended
out.
here.
They got what they came for. Really, really nicely done. Not overstaying for the second kill.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Straight
attack.
back to mid. That's a big pick. That Aegis is important for Secret if they wanted to pressure some high ground, and now they might have to calm down a little bit.
Radiant's
Yeah, for sure.
is under attack.
Especially Zai. You can't show emotion like that. It's not on brand. Take it easy, bro.
Oh, we have the initiation on Toronto Toki. He's going to force out the BKB, so nicely done for Secret. Didn't look like they were wanting to commit anyway. So ends up baiting that out. Butterfly now on Matu. Any big talents we're looking for?
Tidebringer cooldown as well. It will lower the cooldown from 4 to 2 seconds. He has a lot of damage items, so
Okay.
could be a decent choice here as well. Morphling 25 will more than likely take 2 waveform charges. Will most definitely take 2 waveform charges, especially when he has Willow in his team. You turn into Willow, you waveform through the entire team twice, and well, you probably don't do that at this level. They'll probably position properly, but you get the idea. Next mark.
It's all about the theory.
Yep. Yeah, Secret can't really access the base right now, but they do have them cornered, and that's what they really want here. They have Team Spirit pinned down. They will find the one avenue to exit their base, which will be through this bottom lane,
Yeah.
as Secret are clearly holding on to the triangle.
I mean, something to keep in mind here is we can see the buyback status. Matu doesn't have his, but everybody else on his team does, and 0 people from Team
Yeah.
Spirit have one. But obviously, Team Secret won't be privy to this information, or at least most of them, as Morphling only needs a couple or 400 gold to get his. And now new neutral items are dropping. Cinderman. We got Spell Prism. Okay.
Goes on the morph. I think he's going to keep it. Very good for him to get the CDR.
As we have a ninja gear on Secret, so could be potentially put on Zai. Yeah, I believe he picked it up there. So we'll give him that single target smoke so he can get off his initiations without being seen.
And Matu gets the Penta-Edged Sword. I think this is one of the best heroes in the game to get this item on. You get obviously the flat damage, but the attack range. And then the maim that Sanj
Old
used to have.
school Sange
Old
Yasha
school Sanj.
Maim. Man, happy they brought that back, actually. I missed that. As Yataro is in his Dark Willow form. Zai is going to show in the bottom lane, but only to defend. Keeping a safe distance here. He's going for a BKB for himself as well. Very tense game here, Cinder. And the Hex initiation from Miposhka. Into the Gush to follow. Collapse actually blocks off the tree line. Very nice. And with the finger and the E-Blade, Zai takes a tumble. Puppey. They still have buyback on Zai if they really want to fight here. Puppey feeling pretty confident. There's the jump in from Nisha. Trying to go for the Dark Willow. Not going to be able to get the kill yet. And looks like Secret are playing a little bit more defensive. But they do force the buyback out of Zai.
Yeah. Secret, that was a little bit uncharacteristic for them. You know, there's nothing for Zai to really TP on. There's no tier 2 tower. There's obviously no outpost in this area that he can connect with. And Team Spirit have all the opportunity in the world there to disengage. There was nothing pinning them down so the mag would be able to connect in time and eventually just ultimately that just feels like a wasted buyback that doesn't really give them anything unless they find an opening now. Nisha completes his Octarine core. Yapzor will complete his eggs in 50 gold, and despite that, Secret are still looking to fight so close to a really key item potentially. I'll try to find the
He's going to get sheeped right off the bat. This will be a dieback for Team Secret, and they lose Yapzor as well. Matu, he's going to get his TP canceled as well. There's the Terrorize to follow. Team Spirit, 3 quick kills in their favor.
They had that old Obs sentry down here from 4 minutes ago.
Wow.
That Secret were standing on, and it makes all the difference there for getting that Hex onto the mag. I think Yapzor got one shot with the Kunkka cleave as well, by the way.
Definitely disappeared somewhere.
That was just that Silver Edge hit onto the mag. Yapzor just vanished. That's huge. They don't have buyback on Jug or mag.
Yeah,
this is at least, if they push for it, they could almost win. This is reminiscent of the IG game in the upper bracket that we started out the entire main event with, where Team Spirit fall behind. They find one key fight, and they just go for everything. Let's see if they have the confidence here to do it. They know there's no buyback on mag. They don't know about Jug.
Yeah. Not knowing about Jug means that they probably play this a little bit safe. So they're going to get the bottom set of racks. Nope.
Are we talking about the same Team Spirit here?
Yep. They're going for the win here. We have the X into the boat. Down goes Puppey. He does have buyback. Nisha jumping in, trying to buy some time for his team, but still 40 seconds away from these core heroes coming back. Nisha, Eon Disc does proc. Fortification is finally forced out for Team Secret. Team Spirit looking to finish this game number 2 to force a game 3 in this lower bracket finals. Dark Portrait is available for Yapzor. As we see the Soulbind, there is the Dark Portrait. Morphling doing a lot of damage. The Silence coming in from Nisha as well. Yatara getting extremely low, trying to focus the Ancient. He dies, but buys back into the game. The Ravage now, though. Nisha's dead, buys back himself, focusing on the racks. Where is Yataro? He's still trying to make his way onto this side of the map. They're just going to focus the racks, and Team Spirit take game 2 in very, very exciting fashion.
What a way to win that game. You know the saying, wards win games. I don't think Team Spirit, when they placed that ward combination down there, expected that that was what was going to win them the game 4 minutes later. But what do you know? Secret wander down there. They get